factories. Local journalists trained on election reporting that promotes gender equality and inclusivity. While in sports, sparks expected as Botswana Premier League champions joining Galaxy take on Traffic this evening in Francistown. Dumelang, the President, Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, says Botswana stands ready to foster partnerships with other countries in key areas such as advancing innovation and digitization, as well as tapping into opportunities in education, trade and investment. He said this yesterday when 5 high commissioners from Lesotho, the Gambia, Seychelles, Cyprus and Indonesia presented their credentials. The countries pledged to foster ties with Botswana and explore areas of cooperation for mutual prosperity of their respective countries. Utsidile Unkabeti.
Botswana is home to several diplomatic missions spread across the world, all indicative of her strong foreign policy framework and commitment to multilateralism. Botswana undoubtedly has good relationships with these countries, with whom she shares commonalities and interests, and remains intentional about strengthening cooperation in various sectors of development.
You have been resolute as a people in deepening democratic dispensation and behavior. And so the transition for us was very refreshing. It was peaceful and notable. And we worked very well with the previous government as much as we worked very well with the current government. And Botswana wishes for much more to be done. With your appointment and particularly your competence, I expect a lot more to be done in the area of trade, in the area of tourism, education, and really to bolster the bilateral relations so that we grow them.
The prospects of further cooperating in tourism and education are in the horizon for Botswana and other countries.
And even yesterday with the minister, we were saying let's revive this idea of a two-center holiday destination.
Yes.
Fisheries as well, I'm mindful of your decision to bring aquaculture, because we also are, as you know, we depend a lot on fisheries. It's the second economy.
Botswana le Basotho bana le history jolo ka ho bile ntate go tloa ka nako ya gale go santsana re na le boleso.
Tourism and cooperation between our tertiary education institutions of the private and the public sector as well. Thanks very much for reminding me the historical background of our relations.
The Gambia and Indonesia also seek to explore people-to-people diplomacy as well as economic partnerships with Botswana to advance prosperity.
My main mission here is to enhance the bilateral cooperation in every sector, including, of course, the people-to-people contact between the two countries.
We would like to explore on trade, mining, because Gambia and we have also oil and gas. We discovered also petroleum, gas in the Gambia, and also tourism and cultural heritage.
Botswana's transformative development is informed by several instruments, such as her domestic and foreign policies, which drive her national agenda and international priorities. Utsidile Unkabetsi, BTV News, Gaborone.
Ambassador Rela Pulugang Sizalekua paid a courtesy call to the President of Mokgweetsi Masisi this morning to hand completed assignments given to him by the President of drafting the Botswana foreign policy with the view of helping the country to navigate the turbulent international arena, to establish Botswana's diplomatic institution, and to provide short courses to impart skills for officers at work through subjects such as protocol and etiquette, amongst others.
I'm dying to hear from you, in the Public Service College. I'd ask you to go there really to carry out the work, nascent work, to start off or to become our diplomatic college.
There were 2 or 3 appointments or assignments The first one was the drafting of or helping in the drafting of the foreign policy, which was either going to be codified or merely published, which would serve as a framework for guiding our relations with other countries. To report that happily, when I left, I had accomplished the task and handed over the draft to my superior.
And the World Association of News Publishers has partnered with local media stakeholders in training journalists on election reporting, as well as promoting gender equality and inclusivity. This was highlighted during a workshop held recently in Gaborone. Refilwe Mutube and Tumisang Vinte.
In a workshop of local journalists on election coverage, the media training consultant, Mr. David Aduda, emphasized on the importance of providing fair, balanced and equal coverage, as well as campaigning for safety and security of candidates and their political parties.
We are conducting a training on election reporting, and we are targeting various cadres of journalists, editors, content managers, reporters, and all those involved in election reporting. At the core of this is to prepare journalists to be able to provide quality coverage of elections this year.
Deputy Executive Director of World Association of News Publishers has also tasked local reporters to help drive gender equality by bringing marginalized communities to be included in decision-making processes to enhance democracy.
We have come in just to enlighten the editors and managers and the reporters that other than just covering elections in terms of campaigns, it's also to include all those who are vying, and also to enlighten them that as you get out there looking for stories around elections, the issue of gender equality, that is ensuring that men and women and others are equally taken into consideration.
Journalists and the media at large provide a watchdog role. So they're critical in looking and examining how the entire electoral process, right from registration all the way to election, vote counting, and declaration of the winners. They're important in telling the public about this and detailing how comprehensive, how fair, how balanced the whole system.
The workshop has come at a time when the country is preparing itself for the upcoming elections in October. As such, the association saw it fit to assess critical issues affecting dissemination of information by the media. Refilwe Mutube, BTV News, Gaborone.
Meanwhile, the school head of the CDX Junior Secondary School, Re Same Saudi, says that the 34.7% pass rate that the school obtained during the recently released JC certificates JC results marks a turning point in their performance, which is an improvement from 26.2% obtained in 2022. CDA JSS is the only school in the Northwest region which registered a grade A student in JC results. Anthony Tobogang.
In celebrating the major feat being an improved performance in the just released JC results, Sidia Junior Secondary School embarked on a victory walk around Sidia Ward in Maung with the theme titled 55% is Possible. This celebration was a build-up to the 5-year performance improvement plan set in 2021 in the areas of student discipline and academic performance.
Why did we take the walk today? One was to drum motivation for learners for 2024 who are here. The learners who were in 2023 that we are celebrating this year have gone. But we want you to carry on the light so that you can shine on the light.
Mary Pela ma bana ba ba tsamaileng. Mo go sa tswa go bua gore o ka ipela go batho ba ipelela bo 70%, rona re ipelela 34%. 34% o ja ka mo go khwa supile ke improvement go tswa ha ne re dirile teng ka teng ngwaga o hitile ya kere.
This improvement of 34.72% from 26.2% was not the only victory. This school also celebrates the only A recorded in the school from Form 3E, which has also managed to outperform all the junior schools in the Northwest region.
Class ya 3E from primary school, ga se gore ne le one the best. Ha re lebeletse maduo a bone go tswa go primary, ne le ngwa di class tse le gore ne di le kwa tlasenyana. Mme mo letsatsi la gompieno ke yone e leng gore e ne a kgona go gaisa di class tse dingwe tsotlhe mo sekolong se sa rena sa Sedie. Ke class e leng gore ha re lebeletse maduo a bone ba kgonne go eda value ya 28%.
Hard work and cooperation between the school staff as well as the learners was key to these results, an endeavor that will take them far in achieving the 55% target they have set for themselves. Anthony Tovarang, BTV News, Maung.
Now, local media has been urged to explore the tourism sector and publicize articles about the beauty of Botswana in order to boost the country's economic growth. The appeal was made by the Ngangani Game Reserve manager, Henry Kangotoi, during a media tour of the reserve recently. Faith Ditete.
Ngangani Game Reserve is located just 45 minutes from the city of Francistown along the old Matiluje Road, offering a variety of activities and adventures.
Ngangani rena le hunting e leng gore ba tswa kwa ba eta batho ba tsoma bo nkwe yana nkwe impala le tse dingwe hela yalo re ha boroko re dira di game drive le go rekisa game meat le hela le electrical bicycle le mo gongwe gape bana ba dikolo tsa ba metsi yone ba leteletsega go ta kwano go ta go dira di game drive le go ithuta ka diphologolo le bojana la hela yalo.
Mr. Kanguti stated that many Botswana travel across the border leisure mainly because they don't have information about tourism destinations in their localities, hence the need for the media to play its part.
Ke dumela gore ye ke nngwe di tsela tse leng gore re ka dira gore bojana la wa rona bo tokagale ka go itsise Batswana. Re lemogile gore go ka kwano go ta batho ba tswang go mahatsing a sele thata Batswana bone ga ba teka bontsi, so be re bona gore go atama gore re lebitse le ba biga dikgang gore le tele thalosetse Batswana gore nya mme le rona re teng kwano ba se ka nne ba tswa kwano ba ya bo Maung ka sene kgakala kwa re ba pile le Francistown ba tswa hela gaufi hela ba to go iponela diphologolo tse di ka kwano, mme le ha re sena tse di tona tse di borai bo ditau le ditlou hela yalo tse di bolayang re ka tswa rena le nkwe e bonalang hale le hale, mme hela re ka re go sireletsegile ba ka ta ba dira di electrical bicycle ka bo bone hela kana ba dira di self drive tsa bone hela yalo.
Tourism in Botswana is one of the biggest employers, with Ngangani Lodge and Game Reserve having employed over 60 people, most coming from the surrounding villages of Matiluje, Ditadi, Pataya, Matebele.
Re rile batho ba kana 75 fully employed, and then rena re tsa mo metseng yone ba pileng bo Ditadi bo Pataya Matebele le Matiluje go ta go berekela kwano e be re hira le di casually, but yeo e nna seasonally ga re setse re tswelela ka hela ka go lema le tse dingwe hela yalo re ta re tsa gone ho be re batisa kwano.
The local media is urged to explore the tourism areas and publicize more articles about the beauty found in this country to boost its economic growth. Faithy DTT, BTV News, Ngangani Game Reserve, Matiluje.
Now, the public is advised to report the child abuse cases at all times. Failure to do so is considered a crime. This was said earlier by attorney Njiramanda Mbewe Boate this morning in an interview with BTV News on child abuse cases.
Renali Section 25 of the Children's Act. Ke yone e leng gore tota e bua ka yone kgang e leng gore re setse re itse ka yone gore ngwana o sentse yes ngwana o sentse ra protectiwe ebile wena ha o le motho o itse gore go na le abuse kana khokhontsho, you have to report. Re na le duty, mongwe le mongwe hela in the country has a duty to report. And how sa report ibile ke molato, o chargewa between 10 to 30,000 pula kana o ka tsengwa mo toronkong for a period of between 2 to 3 years. As a country, I think we need to start re batla go hokotsa the numbers kana dipalo tsa khokhontsho of children. We need to start being very serious about go report these issues. And has sexual abuse hela ke khokhontsho in any form. Me hape ha o le motsadi wa ngwana obo dirisanya le motho gore a khokhontshe ngwana. It's called sexually exploiting the child. O chargewa between 30 to 50,000 kana utsengwa mo toronkong for a period of 5 to 15 years. Go ya tsheko hara tshwanelo re supe the accused person kana o ileng gore o itebagantse le one the issue ene can be shown, but if it's a relative lisika kana motsadi wa ngwana, we should not show the face of the parent, and we should not show the face of ngwana gape because re expose ngwana to stigma, discrimination. Hape section 93 of the Children's Act is very clear gore ngwana should be protected whether they're in court or go tsaya ngwana dinepe go bua gore ngwana o tsena sekole kae, it's an offense.
And that's how we end our bulletin at this hour. Thank you for watching. Sports is standing by with Tato Khosimori.
Thank you, Kailo Sabone. This is In Context, a sports update brought to you by Tato Khosimro. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at our top story. Botswana Premier League champions Jwaneng Galaxy will be in Francistown at Tobe Titani Chilume Stadium this evening, where they'll be taking on Traffic in a Botswana Premier League midweek encounter. Galaxy will be out for a win, as that will take them back to the summit of the log above Township Rollers. Tlamelo Monsusi reports.
Jwaneng Galaxy takes off on this game with a total of 32 points after playing 13 games, winning 4 games and a draw.
We are playing a very competitive team, but I think we have always been trying our level best to compete. We'll try our best to make sure that we compete again. There will never be a stage where we'll complain about being tired because of too many games. This will be our, I think, 7th match, if not the 6th match in 15 days. So you can understand the pressure and the program in itself. It's very demanding, but we will try our best to push and get the positive results. And as I always say, we are very lucky as Jwaneng Galaxy to have the types of players we're having here, players who wants to compete, players who demands more from each other. I still believe that we'll do the same again tomorrow, fight for a maximum points and try to win the match.
On the other hand, Traffic go into this game holding 20 points after 13 games in their previous matches. A win in tomorrow's match means a lot for Traffic, as it can help them elevate the team from the recent position to position 4 with 23 points on the log.
We will play a cautious game, then we take the game to them from time to time. We know them of pressing the opponents in the first half and fading away in the second. They come at you, so we are prepared for that. We'll have to match them pound to pound, and we'll see the battle of wits that will emanate from the technical bench assistance.
Last 3 head-to-head games for the duo when they faced each other. Jwaneng Galaxy won 1 game, same as Traffic, and drew 1 game. Tlamelo Montusi, BTV Sport.
Moving on, Vunani Fund Managers has been announced as the title sponsor of the 2024 Women's Sports Awards. This follows the 600,000 pula worth of sponsorship injected by the company in the awards over a period of 3 years. Victoria Dakin and Witatelo Mwaluleng with more.
Business Development Manager of Vunani Fund Managers, Obake Musinyani, say they are delighted to continue supporting various local sporting bodies as they have done so in the past with Propeller Swimming Academy, as well as Team Swift Cycling Club, amongst others. Musinyani highlighted that the awards play a major role in promoting gender equality in sport.
Annual Botswana Women's Sports Awards, an initiative of Inside BW Women's Sports, executed in collaboration with Women in Sports Botswana, WASBO, certainly provides hope and encouragement that one day Botswana will be counted among the countries that have prioritized excellence and equality in sports. And for that, we want to say well done to the organizers of those awards.
According to the awards coordinator, Kisoko Oki of Inside BW Women's Sports and Blue Skies PR agency, they are thrilled to partner with Vunani Fund managers in celebrating the incredible talents that women athletes in Botswana possess.
I don't think we had to convince the team, for them to be part of last year's, activation. We literally just sat with them and we told them that this is something that we're doing. We have found a gap that we believe if we come together as a team, collectively as different stakeholders in our country, we have the greatest opportunity to close the gap that is there in terms of, one, recognition of women athletes and administrators, and two, rewarding excellence in terms of between men and women in the different sporting fraternity.
We hope that there is a better future for sports, especially for women, and I eagerly anticipate the evolution of these awards in the next 5, 10, 30 years, God willing. I'd love to see this go so much more further and keep getting bigger and better every year. Each time I give a talk or speak to a gathering for sports, I make note that the government cannot do it alone.
The second edition of the annual Women's Sports Awards, which will now be named Vunani Annual Women's Sports Awards, will be held on the 23rd of next month in Gaborone. Victoria Dakin, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Before signing off, here is our last story this afternoon. As a way of capacitating Shakawe Football Center to enable them to continue their grassroots development program that is tailor-made to promote women and girls' participation in football effectively, Botswana Football Association and FIFA Grassroots Development Program handed over football equipment to the center. Segolam Buying with more.
Shakawe Football Center, which is one of the 7 football centers launched countrywide, was introduced in 2022 following a realization of the talent and potential the community has in sports. However, the center has not been equipped with the necessary football equipment to run the grassroots development program smoothly.
Re lebeletse gore mo nakong ya gompieno ga gona school sports and ha go sena school sports yana bone bana ba ka gore ba santse ba le banyenyane ke from age ya 6 years to 12 years ke bone ba ile gore tabo re ba dirisa gore ka moso ebe ba tsenella di youth competitions tse ileng gore gantsi re di dirisa mo di-regioneng.
No re le mo Shakawe yana re setse morago ngwe pilara ya rona ya strategy sa women's football ya grassroots e leng gone ke yone ya mass participation ha ne re dile go introduce the first love for the sport mme se ne se diragala gompieno re ne re irile yone grassroots festival mo go yone re ne re na le di-station di ka tshwara 8 tse leng gore re ne re kgaogantse bana ka di-topic tse di harologaneng ono ka itemogela gore gone ha go ne go na le di-workshop tse leng gore ne ba rutwa technique and skill development re ne re
solela gore centre ga re no e togela re togela ruri be sa laeswa ke solela gore centre ke yone yang go nna le gore yang go nna le sengwe se leng gore ngwana mosetsana wa go ithutela bolo gone ya gape for Shakawe hela football wa bona le bana ba teng gore ba tshwara ka pela.
Khosi Lokwa of Shakawe applauded BFA for this program as it will give the girls an opportunity to play, have fun and learn the skills through football, thus closing the gap between them and their male counterparts.
Sports kana motshameko o botlhokwa hela thata ra bona bana gompieno ba ba setsanyana ba ba simane ba kgona go hithelela ba ya go pele le tse ke di bona ga ile dipaka dibolo tse di tsileng gona le tsone tse ke di lebogele gore bana ba rona ba ta kgona go na le tshiamelo mo metshameko ya bone.
Re thutile metshameko e le mentsi re thutile go controlla bolo
go phasa bolo.
Ke tebeletse gore ke telega ka gore le nna ke batla go ipona ke tshameka kgwele ya dinao ke le masetsana. Re telega mme re tara ithuta dilo tse di farologane, re thile how to control a ball.
Ke telega go to lebelela ka football. Nek sa ikela gore ke to tshameka football ke le mosetsana ka gore basimane ke bone ba itse gore ke bone ba tshameka football. So I'm happy to.
Amongst the football equipment handed to the center includes 119 balls, bags, football kits, 200 cones, and 128 scrimmage vests. FIFA-approved 3 program BFA had applied for under the new Women's Sport Development Programs being the League Development, Capacity Building for Administration and Women's Football Campaign, a grassroots development that is tailor-made to promote women's football.
And that's it from In Context, a sports update. In Context has still more to offer. Stay tuned and stay blessed. Good afternoon.
Pharologano ya Isphadi le Temoletoto bokete jwa yone ka dirisa go phetogo yone tota hela re mindset change ga re bue e le puo hela e buiwa theoretically. Temoletoto drives the change in the way we have been doing our arable agriculture. It demands it is more of an output-based program as opposed to input-based program. So the more you produce, the more reward you get. More reward system. Great, you are great.